More than $750 million in broadband grants doled out by the USDA. Pay TV subscriptions continue a decade-long decline. Electric co-ops in Tennessee receive massive funding for broadband deployment. And an unbelievable new data transmission speed record. Those stories and more on This Week in the Broadband Universe. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Craig Corbin. Another huge investment in broadband announced this week by USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack. $759 million in grants and loans for projects in 24 states, Puerto Rico, Guam, and Palau. The funding comes from round 3 of the Reconnect program. Among the recipients, North Carolina's Access On Networks Incorporated, slated to receive a $17.5 million grant for internet expansion in Halifax and Warren counties. Techstar Communications will receive a $12.6 million grant to deploy a fiber-to-the-premises network connecting thousands of homes, farms, and businesses in Minnesota. Colorado's Eastern Slope Rural Telephone Association will receive an $18.7 million grant for fiber infrastructure expansion in 9 counties. In all, 49 awards were made, including awards to the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe, the Pawnee Nation of Oklahoma, along with utility authorities for the Navajo Nation and the Tohono O'odham Nation. So far this year, the USDA has announced a total of $1.6 billion from the third round of Reconnect funding. 11 electric co-ops in the volunteer state have been awarded nearly $200 million for broadband deployment projects in unserved areas. That amount, virtually half of Tennessee's American Rescue Plan allotment of $446 million for rural internet service providers. The electric co-ops have earmarked the funding for use in a total of 33 projects. Southwest Tennessee Electric Membership Corporation has 2 separate broadband projects and will receive grants of $19 million and $20 million. Among the other grants awarded, $53 million to Middle Tennessee Electric. Grant winners must provide matching funds and also deliver internet at download speeds of at least 100 megabits per second and 20 megabits per second upload within 3 years. Well, just a decade ago, 88% of all U.S. households had live pay TV through either cable, satellite, telco, or an internet MVPD subscription. Now that number has dropped to only 66%. That according to a new study from the Lechtman Research Group. Another finding of note, 1/3 of the respondents have never had a pay TV subscription. In demographic breakouts, 73% of those 45 and older still have a pay TV service, only 57% for those 18 to 44. Findings based on a survey of 1,850 U.S. households conducted for the 20th edition of LRG's annual study on pay TV. Continued growth for the Fiber Broadband Association's Optic Path program. The Optical Telecom Installer Certification Program will soon be part of the curriculum at the Learning Alliance Corporation, an organization actively working with 500 employer partners to connect them with trained workforce candidates. Majority of the coursework for the Tampa, Florida-based Learning Alliance focused on wireless tower and fiber optic technician fundamentals. Advanced technology is leveraged during the courses, including virtual reality, augmented reality, blended learning solutions, and expertly designed simulations of in-field work environments. Learning Alliance, working with a number of partners on the program, Preformed Line Products will aid in the training, and Viavi contributing equipment and will offer additional certification to graduates. The Learning Alliance plans to initiate the first Optic Path course before the end of the year. Communications infrastructure provider Bluebird Network this week announced fiber expansion into Salina, Kansas, now live, with a new and diverse fiber route to Chicago currently underway, including expansions into Aurora and DeKalb, Illinois. That project slated for completion by year's end. Earlier this year, Bluebird Network completed network expansion in Waterloo, Iowa, with nearly 12 route miles of fiber. Bluebird operates 2 data centers and has more than 10,600 miles of fiber. Big news this week from the popular regional broadband conference Mountain Connect. After many years being headquartered at resorts on the beautiful western slopes of Colorado, a change of venue is at hand. Beginning next August, the Sheraton downtown Denver will be the event's new home. I spoke with Mountain Connect CEO Jeff Gavlinsky about the move.
8 years or so, we've had it either in Vail or in Keystone, which is near Breckenridge, and we've outgrown the western slope and are now moving it to downtown Denver. So I'm pretty excited about that. We're moving it to a tier 1 city, to the Sheraton, August 7th through the 9th next year. So we're moving it to August from May because I think, in 2021 we had it in August. We were in that really nice window where we had a break from COVID. But feedback from everybody was that that was a very good time of the year to have it. So we're moving it to August. Very excited about this. It's going to open up a lot of other opportunities for the conference.
The 2023 edition of Mountain Connect is slated for August 7th through the 9th, and you can catch my entire conversation with Jeff on an upcoming edition of the Broadband Universe podcast. For the first time ever, YouTube has reported a decline in quarterly ad sales. Revenue dropped 2% in Q2. Comparatively, ad sales were up 43% during the third quarter of last year. The platform did, however, surpass the 5 million subscriber mark. Just how important is broadband speed? Well, according to research by a leading internet performance company, broadband connections have become so fast on average that most consumers are not nearly as interested in upgrading to faster speeds. The group Sam Knows measures broadband performance for internet providers worldwide, and while the greater availability of fiber has ushered in lightning-fast speeds, they say consumers have turned their attention to more consistent performance and low latency as the main focus. And of course, that story, the perfect segue for this one. There's a new speed record for data transmission. Scientists at the Technical University of Denmark and Chalmers University of Technology in Gothenburg, Sweden, have laid claim to being the first in the world to transmit more than 1 petabit per second, using only a single laser and a single optical chip. The researchers actually transmitted 1.8 petabits per second, carried by light from only one optical source. And how much, you ask, is a petabit? 1 quadrillion bits of data, or 1,000 terabits. That's a 1 followed by 15 zeros. It's hoped that the discovery will eventually allow providers to replace hundreds or thousands of lasers at internet hubs and data centers, greatly reducing both power consumption and the generation of heat. It could also potentially have a tremendous impact on video delivery and consumption. And just for comparison, that 1.8 petabits per second that was transmitted, that's equal to twice the volume of all the internet traffic in the world. I think we're good on the speed. Thanks for watching. See you next time, right here on This Week in the Broadband Universe.